Welcome to the Incredible Greens channel, where we feature the miracle of plant-based medicines and foods. The opinions shared do not always reflect those of this channel, but are for the purpose of research and discussion.
Moringa is similar and likely more active than the sulforaphane found in broccoli. Let me say that again because it's huge. Moringa is more active than the sulforaphane found in broccoli. Just like the isothiocyanate in broccoli, the entire reaction is dependent on one enzyme called myrosinase. Both myrosinase and glucomoringin are stored in the moringa plant, but they're stored in separate compartments. The enzymatic reaction occurs when these little compartments or cell walls are broken down, allowing the two compounds to mix and react with each other.
In terms of schizophrenia, we now have 2 studies that are just starting. Again, they've all been approved. They've been through FDA approval and institutional approval. One in Baltimore at the Shepherd Pratt Hospital, which is a psychiatric hospital in Baltimore, and the other in China. Again, the idea is to look at remission or reduction of symptoms of the diseases of schizophrenia, and look at a variety of biomarkers in blood and perhaps urine.
Were you involved in that pilot trial that was published? And there was a small trial in schizophrenic people.
This is the Shirai?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I know about it. And
so is this based off of that? Is this sort of, or no?
No. So they only had 10 subjects
Very
in that
small,
trial, and I've met. This is Dr. Hashimoto's work. I think he was the corresponding author on that. I've talked with him. We're familiar with the work. So I mean, based on publication precedent or history, I guess you could say we're following off his work. But the way this actually evolved, I think, is that the principal investigators saw the autism work and heard us talking about anti-inflammatory responses and heat shock effects and so on, and became interested in doing the trial. I'm certainly they and others in the schizophrenia community are familiar with the paper you're talking about. And there's also some very interesting animal modeling in schizophrenia, some from the same group. So, yeah, I mean, I think all signposts are pointing in the direction.
There's definitely a common denominator with oxidative stress and inflammation in both autism and schizophrenia, but also in depression. And this is another, brain dysfunction, I guess if you want to call it that. But inflammation has been shown now to play actually a major causal role in depression. And there's been some animal studies that you may have seen where the sulforaphane, broccoli sprout extract and sulforaphane have shown to be even as good as fluoxetine, which is Prozac, in alleviating like all these different methods of stress they have to make an animal depressed, and then they give it Prozac or broccoli sprout extract, and it worked just as well, which is extremely interesting.
I totally agree. We won't talk about the way those experiments are done here because I think they can be sort of
inhumane.
distressing to hear about. Yeah, but needless to say, it's better to do them on mice than on people. Yes, so those, in fact, just last week I was at the Stanley Medical Research Institute, had its annual meeting in Baltimore, and there was a lot of talk about inflammation and depression. They're focusing on bipolar disorder and schizophrenia, and in fact they funded the study at Shepherd Pratt that's just starting, as I say. So, yeah, I mean, there's so many conditions that we hope may respond, even if only partially.
Right.
And the fact that it can be a dietary approach is, I think...
Wouldn't that be cool?